Good morning. Hi everyone, it's Tanja from Tanja Kraus Horsemanship here with you, joining you again this morning from the Gold Coast, where I am currently attending the Australasian Equine Science Symposium. So yesterday we had a full day of lectures and we've got another 2 days to go, so I'm really looking forward to heading downstairs and getting started on that. And something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, I had the opportunity in April to head down to Sydney area and participate or attend to the Bal Collections. I attended the Bal Collections in Sydney recently, and of course coming into these lectures now, and it's really had me thinking a lot about where we're getting a lot of our information from, and especially in the horse world, in this day and age, modern technology allows us to get information from everywhere around the world, and what I see a lot of is a little bit of a divide of probably training ideologies and things like that, where you'll have people saying, well, I'm training modern, or I'm training what the old masters are saying, and there seems to be a little bit of a divide in that. And what I believe is that what we have to do, and what our responsibility is in living in this day and age to our horses, is to understand that modern science and modern technology does allow us to discover incredible things, and we're making new discoveries all the time, and we can't refute those discoveries because we're so focused on, following the training methods of Xenophon. I read Xenophon, I've read all the old masters, and I absolutely subscribe that people should be reading the old masters, and we should be learning from them, and there certainly is a lot to teach. And I also believe that we should be taking things from modern times and modern science and blending those things to make the best choices for our horses. I think we're all on a path of horsemanship, or a journey of horsemanship, because we love our horses and because we want to do the best for our horses. And sometimes we get mixed up in the whole white noise of, well, I'm modern and you're old, or this trainer follows the old masters and this trainer's too modern for me, and all that sort of thing. And I don't think it needs to be that way. I don't think that just because you read modern literature that it refutes everything that the old literature says, and I think that just because you read old literature doesn't necessarily mean that you can't embrace the new information that we've got coming to us all the time. So I think we've got a real responsibility, particularly when it comes to, there's always new training methods, I guess, or new spins on training methods being embraced or spoken about, and that's not necessarily what I'm talking about in terms of methodology. What I'm talking about is knowledge that we're getting on a regular basis from studies being conducted and from dissections being done and all the rest of it, and we're learning so much more information. In the last decade, we've learnt so much more about our horses and I'm not saying the old masters and things like that didn't know it, but it wasn't necessarily recorded, or it wasn't necessarily recorded into literature that we have our hands on today. So I think it's really important for us to embrace new knowledge and get our hands on new knowledge, and understand that we may have to adjust our training ideas or our training methods because new knowledge may be presented to us that proves to us that a certain technique is physically damaging to the horse. Let's use roll Kerr as an example. I think a lot of us understand that roll Kerr is a negative thing for the horse, and it is physically damaging, and yet we're seeing it as an accepted practice at the highest levels, and we're seeing it at the FEI level, although now they're calling it LDR, low, deep and round. It's irrefutable science that though riding a horse in that way is causing irreversible, irreparable damage to those horses, and yet we still keep doing it because somehow we think that we've got we think that we've got an ability to reject what science is telling us and reject what dissections have told us is happening to those horses. And so I think it's very easy for us to embrace the old masters teaching and what the masters had to teach us and put out there in their literature, but I think it's very important for us to keep an open mind and listen to all the information and the studies that are coming through, because there may be something revealed that will make us cause us to change or make us think about how we're teaching and training our horses and what effect we're having on their body and their mind in our training practices and methods. So I just wanted to touch base on that. I really think the point of this talk was not necessarily the embracement of the old or the new or the blending, but the fact that just because you do one doesn't negate the other. And I feel like in the horse world, we're often asked to justify what we're doing and whether we're training old or new. And I don't think that that's relevant to horses today. I don't think that's relevant to the best choices that we can make for the horses. So as I said, I'm having a great time up here at the Equine Science Symposium. And we had 17 lectures yesterday. It was an absolute massive day, and I think the program for today and tomorrow is pretty similar. So you know, we're getting up there in the amount of lectures and studies that are being presented here, and there's some really exciting and interesting information being presented. So I hope you are all having a great week. I know back at home it was raining, and it is raining up here, so it may be an entire East Coast kind of a thing. And I hope everyone is having a great week, having a great time with their horses, and I look forward to catching up with you all soon. So I hope you all have a great day. Talk to you soon.